Hey, hi everyone. How's it going? Hi chat. You guys ready to draw some birds? Oh yeah, bird. Yes, so many things to draw, indeed. But yeah, how's it going? Yeah, I haven't drawn my little doodle yet. So maybe I'll just draw. I'll just draw while we wait. Like chat time. It's been a while since you've been in stream? Well, I'm glad you could make it for this one. Still can't find your glasses. Yeah, go find it soon. Hi. Yeah. Well, now we're gonna draw a bunch of birds today, so yeah, I think I have a handful from the comments you guys wrote. So we'll be drawing a bunch of those once we get there. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start in like 9 minutes. So yeah. Also, let me know. Let me know if my audio's good or anything like that. Any problems? Just let me know in chat. Oh, struggled with beaks mainly because of the art style. Yeah, I think later on, you guys could ask me what kind of art styles you want to see as well for birds. Because I know there's a lot of different kinds, so I'm not gonna do this just in one art style. I think I'm gonna do everything differently. Ooh, struggle with open beaks. I draw cats, but not birds. Yeah. Yeah, and there's lots of unique anatomy things about birds. Like, for example, the fact that their legs like this. Beep. And beep, beep. Let me fix that. Realistic apples. I love birds. I've been drawing them a lot recently. Yeah, the leg shape. So we're gonna talk about it later. A little bit of a spoiler for the stream, but did you guys know that this is actually the feet, and then this is actually the toes of the bird? So technically, it's as if like a human is doing this. And then they have and then it's their toes, basically. That's what it is. This isn't like a backwards knee. This is the ankle of the bird. Yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah, they be standing on their toes, yeah. And Jesse did do a video on it already, like the how to draw birds, so I'm gonna go over stuff like the whole body of the bird. I think she went over the wings specifically. So yeah, I want this to be like a partner piece to that because that video is already really good. Beep, beep, beep. Especially if the bird's anthropomorphic, yeah. I know, yeah, part of the leg is hidden as well. Beep. Yeah, even part of the arm is hidden too. Same with horses. Yeah. Actually, I did see this really weird video. It was with a cow, and apparently sometimes they could give birth to just like a little blob. Like it's an unfinished baby. So literally it's just like a little blob that looks like this that has spots. It's so weird. So it's literally like a blob of flesh. It's not really alive, I think. It's just like that. It's so weird. Animals. What is the hardest? Ostriches. No, not horses. Cows, I think. Or cows, yeah, not I think. Cows for sure. Yeah, I saw a video of it. Yeah, toucans. We're gonna draw a toucan today too, because I saw it requested. Yeah. Will I do a peacock? I guess I could. I don't see why not. I could do a peacock. Yeah, hello. Are ostriches birds? Yes, they are. Trying to think. I'm trying to picture it. Doop, doop. Iggy, what do you think the hardest part anatomy of a bird? I'd say I guess the wings and the legs, I think. Just because they're so weird, right? So it's all about like getting the angle right. A kiwi eating a kiwi? Yeah, I don't see why not. We'll see. We'll see once we get there. Cannibalism. Oh yeah, and also let me know if the stream is like freezing up or anything. Because it says here that my internet's a bit slow. But yeah, it's like fluctuating from like good to bad internet, so let me know. Looks good for me. Or for you, I mean. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I'm excited. We're gonna get started in probably like 3 minutes. Speaking of the bird wing. Yeah. That bird looks amazing already. This is a chocobo specifically from Final Fantasy. So this is just the pre-stream doodle, by the way. This isn't like we haven't started just yet. Because I usually like to doodle before stream starts. With or without the crust? You eat a crusty banana? Hi. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have picked such a complicated pre-stream drawing. I eat banana with crust. Yeah, have you guys seen bananas in the wild, actually? How they're actually supposed to be without being put through, like, I don't know, like, modern technology or whatever. Because bananas, they're actually, like, full of big seeds like this. It's pretty, you know, its original purpose is to grow more banana trees, not really to be eaten. So yeah, they look like this. Like if you've ever seen it. Bananas in the wild. So there's like little parts that are actually just edible. It's mostly seeds. Yeah, I like bananas too. Top tier fruits, I'd say. Bird with banana crust though. Beep. Yeah, I think I'm gonna speed run. Deep deep, since we're gonna get started pretty soon. Oh, really? It's supposed to taste like an extinct banana. Okay. I think I remember seeing that one time. And there. What time is it? Okay, it's about 2 o'clock. Deep deep. So I don't think I could finish this, sadly. Deep deep. I'll just... And... there. This is the best I can do for the pre-stream doodle. But yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Let me check some stuff if it's in order. But yeah, everything seems good. Internet good. But yeah, today is all about drawing different birds, right? Our stream. So despite the many varieties, I want to talk about the similarities between the birds so that you guys find it easier to draw any kind of bird you want. Because despite them, you know, being all shapes and sizes, they all have similarities one way or another. So for example, ostriches, you know, would be super different from something like a cockatiel, right? So we're gonna figure out a good, what's it called? What's the term? Armature? A good frame, there we go. Like a good frame to draw, like any bird that you'd like. And we'll also be covering tips on how to color and render birds. So that's what I want to focus on today. But before that, you know, before everything else, I want to tell everybody that in case you didn't know, we're also an art school. So we're not just a YouTube channel, we are also an art school. And if you're an art nerd too, oh my gosh, I'm so bad. You're an art nerd too, be sure to check out the links in our social media in the description below, and check out our website for our class offerings where you can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we're an art school too, like I mentioned. If you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like tons of working files, critique sessions, class recordings for as little as $2 per month, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots, so be sure to check those out before they're gone. Dude. even though I've been doing this for a long time, it never gets easier to do the little intro. And yeah, dude, let me fix up my file here. And let me double check. Yeah, I'm reading something that somebody said in chat about the bananas I was talking about. There's a very sweet banana. It tastes like seeds. Ooh. Yeah, the lore. Banana lore in chat. If you want to read about it. I'd say it could be smoother, honestly. But anyway. Right, before we begin again, I also want to showcase a few of the submissions from our Discord. So yeah, for those who are not familiar, the theme for this month is the 4 elements. So it's going to be themed based around water, fire, air, and earth. And yeah, I picked 3 submissions. And this one is by Max. So they drew this really nice diorama style illustration. So I really like the background and the whole vibe of it. You know, it's like a resin diorama. If you guys have ever seen it, I've always wanted to try doing stuff with resin, but it seems really complicated. But yeah, I really like the water and the model of the boats, the fishing boat. Very nice. Until the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah, exactly. The 4 elements. But yeah, thanks for submitting, Max. And then this one is by Sasha, the Steel Lotus. They designed a ice witch. Very nice. Ice dragon, or ice witch. No, sorry. Ice dragon maid is what I meant to say. So yeah, I really like the hard edges and like the cell shading sort of feel of it. And I like the pose. Very cute. And everything is really angular. I like how geometric is another word for it. Very geometric design. With her little headdress and the outfits. Very nice. Ice Dragon Maid. Yeah. Thanks, Sasha. And then next up is by Keeks. So she designed this character, this yeah, I think they're bending all the elements actually, now that I look at it, because you can see there's a little gust of wind on the right, and then she has fire in the hand, water in the other, and then she has grass growing on her foot, on where she's stepping. Pretty cool. One. Yeah, what else can I... And I always like to feature traditional art. Yeah, her little water bottle on the side. Yeah. Yeah, so I like that she captured all the elements, right? And she even has like a flower crown. So maybe that could be part of the earth, right? Her earth element. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. Thank you for submitting. Thank you, Keeks. And always nice to see lots of wonderful submissions. And you can submit your art too on the Discord if you'd like. Yeah. Dude. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I forgot. I think it should be good. Yeah, it's time to start actually drawing the birds. And yeah, get this out of the way. There. And there. So, birds. There's, like I mentioned earlier, there's lots of different shapes and sizes, but the main consistency that I saw with all the birds is the way that their body is formed, their skeleton basically. So I want to teach you guys an easy frame to draw any bird that you'd like. In the same way that when we draw humans, right? People like to draw their frames differently. Some people, right, like to draw their humans like this, with cube forms and cylinders. But some people, you know, they like to draw more like, what's it called? Rounded shapes. In that same vein, I want to teach you guys a good frame to basically draw any bird that you'd like to draw. Beep, beep. And let me put that down. Bird frame. Yeah, and let me read what chat is saying. I always try to make sure. Let's go birds! Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this stream is still gonna be up, right? So it's not really going anywhere. So you can still show your friend this stream if you'd like to. So yeah, first off, I want to draw the frame side view. So let me make sure. So let me label it side view. And let me move this aside. And the top view. Right there. So, the first thing, don't draw birds like this. Don't draw just like a little leg like this, stick leg. This is not accurate. Okay, this is not how you draw a bird. Or another common thing I see is this wing. It's kind of like the bull wing. So yeah, do not do that. Or at the very least, for the wing, right? It's not entirely accurate, so try to avoid doing that. Because in actuality, or actually I should explain more. Another thing is the neck being really short, like this. So I'm gonna draw a more accurate frame. And I'll be using a medium-sized bird. You know, like a bird that's around the same size of a cockatiel, probably. And then we'll branch out and draw bigger birds. Yeah, inaccurate bird. No. But in actuality, a bird's neck is actually pretty long, like this. Of course, it varies depending on the bird, you know. Some bird necks, for example, like a ostrich, would be super long, but it still stands that the neck is actually very long, and there's a lot of movement to it. So that's how you see birds sometimes. They do this pose, right? That's because their neck has lots of range of movement, basically. It allows for lots of range. That. And then I'm gonna draw a little part for the body and the pelvis, like that. Let me move it a bit smaller, actually. Let me erase it to make it more accurate first. And from what I've learned from looking at different bird bones is that there's not much movement in the hips, if any at all, actually. So they cannot sway their hips like humans do. They're pretty much just one... Like, there is a little space difference between the ribs and the pelvis, but they're not able to sway their hips, so that's an important thing to note. So yeah, most of the time, that's how you see birds, right? They don't exactly turn around. They hop around like this. And that's because, yeah, they can't turn their hips, you know, look to the left, look to the right. They actually have to jump and then turn their whole body around. So that's why they move like that. Yeah, and I just saw chats. It's true that smaller birds have shorter necks, but relatively speaking, it's still pretty long, you know, compared to the body. So even though it is a small bird, so for example, like tiny bird, like that, it's still fairly long compared to like the body. Deep, deep. And like that. Let me erase that. Yeah. And let me double check if I missed any questions in chat. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, birds aren't real. They're fictional. And then I'm gonna draw the legs now. So for the legs, like I mentioned, they're not just a little stick coming out like that, not a little straw. It's actually pretty long. Like this. This. And let me arrange it better. There. There. And I'll just draw like a simple foot, basically. And so this top part, right? Excuse me. So this top part, it's actually fairly short compared to the second part. Because the way you should think about it, actually, the best comparison I could make is think of a human leg bending like this, and then the toe. There. Let me erase this. Let me just polish up this leg drawing. Yeah, because in case you didn't know, birds actually stand on their toes. So this part is not their feet, that's their toes. Technically this is the foot, and then this is the toes growing out of said foot. So just like a human would, right? This is the knee, and then this is actually the ankle right here. This ankle. And then this is actually the knee. So yeah, it's pretty it's pretty interesting. Doop, doop. And let me see what chat is it. Flying snakes. You guys talk about flying snakes. Lore. Erase this. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that later actually. I'm gonna draw an owl later. Yeah, because owls have super long legs if you haven't seen it yet. So yeah, they have like this. It's way long. You know, kind of like a flamingo as well. So I think that's also in the list of birds to draw. But yeah. I wanted to talk about the, I guess the measurement mostly. So this part, this top part, remember to keep it fairly short compared to this part, second bone. And then, so this and this are mostly the same size. And then this one is usually the longest. And it's been pretty consistent, so regardless if it's like a big bird, like an ostrich, or a big bird, or a small bird, it's still the same proportions, basically. So say I drew a flamingo, so it'd be like this. I'm gonna draw like a flamingo leg. This. And like this. So yeah, it's true that it's fairly longer, right? But you can still see that the proportions are more or less the same. For example, these two are still similar, and this one is still the longest, right? So despite there being many birds, different shapes and sizes, they all have a similarity in the proportions. Yeah. Alright. What about the chubby ones, the fat ones? Yeah, I guess the bone is still the same, mostly. It's just the way that it's fleshed out. Ooh, how would I draw the skin? Yeah, I'll get to that part. It's just important to talk about this stuff first. And now I'm finally gonna get to the wings. So the wings, I'm gonna draw a version with its wings spread out, basically. So let me fix that. There. And there. And there. And so continuing on with the comparisons, right? The wings of a bird, it's kind of like a human doing this. There. There. And right there. So it's pretty similar to how a human arm is, actually, when it's bending. But just like the leg, you can see that this part is the shortest, and then this part is fairly long. And then this part is more or less the same as the lowest part, this first one. Yeah, and I'm not really naming the bones because I don't think it's really important to know the bones at this level. You know, I want to keep it basic because we'll be drawing lots of variety. And I really want to focus on just understanding what goes on, you know, so that you don't draw a really inaccurate bird like this one. And let me erase this. And let me double check. Yeah, let me double check some. And I forgot to draw. I erased the bone here. So yeah, this little bone actually, it's kind of like the thumb right here. And then the rest of it is like the fingers. So this part. So it's pretty cursed if you use it to compare human anatomy, because it's pretty much like, oh yeah, it's the arm and the bone, and it's pretty much just like a long finger. And Jessie talked about this in her video on how to draw wings and how to draw feathers. So I won't go too in depth in the specifics of drawing a, what's it called? Drawing a wings. So yeah, you could go check that out. And I don't really want to be redundant, you know. I don't want to say stuff that Jessie's already said. So if you want to learn more, go check it out. It's a really good video as well. I want this to be sort of like a companion piece to that one. So yeah. Let me erase this and this. And so this is with the wings spread out, right? So say you wanted to draw the bird in a more neutral pose. So let me fix that up. So I'll copy this pose. And let me erase the bones. Right here. And here. Doot, doot, doot. Taking notes, making sketches. Yeah, and I'll show you just how to apply all this stuff we're learning later on, once you get to the actual bird drawings. And so yeah, I'm gonna draw the resting version of the wings, basically. So, and this one's gonna be a bit messy. There. There. And there. So I'm gonna harden it a little bit. And I'm gonna teach you guys an important skill in a little bit here. There. An important skill to learn just as any artist. There, so you could see that when a bird folds its wings, it's sort of like this, right? And it's kind of hard to understand in the side view, right? It's kind of hard to picture it. So an important skill to learn for any sort of artist is to try to picture it not only in the side view, but also in the top view. So if something's really hard to understand in one sort of view, try to look at it from a different perspective. Literally. And also, yeah, this is my dog. Yeah, it's a weird looking dog. For sure. What the dog doing? Well, one thing's for sure. We don't know what kind of dog it is, but we know it's a good dog. Yes. And then hold on. Let me draw a hand. Doot, doot, doot. There you go. This is the perk of digital. Wow. So you could pet. You pet the dog. And then beep. There you go. Happy, happy dog. Okay, let me erase that. But anyway, talking about the wings. So from the top view of a bird, I'm just gonna draw like a little diagram here, implying that this is the body of the bird, for example. Doop, doop, doop. There. So another important thing to note about drawing a bird, right? Say you're drawing a bird in the front view. Okay, beautiful, beautiful bird. The bone does not stick out from the side like this. It's actually like on the top like this. And it's not directly on the sides. It's slightly... how do I describe this? It's slightly above and closer to the middle point. So if I were to draw it like this, it's not on here, on the side, basically. No, no, no. It's slightly on the top, like right here. Like that. Let me erase this, like, goofy bird out of here. Well, there you go. You're at step 1 at the very least if you draw birds like that already. Like a simple bird. Okay, let me take the time to read chat. I don't want to just rag on. Talk about everything. Yeah, welcome. Wait, let's see. I just saw a message. You just think of the immigrant song? Ah. Why that one? I think of honestly I think of just Norse mythology when I hear that song. Pretty funny. But anyway, where was I? But yeah, wings, that's right. We were talking about wings. So from the top view, this is the wings sort of spread out, like this. And then if I fold the bird wings, it's kind of like this. So there, there, and there. So if you're having trouble sort of understanding why it folds like this, it should actually be more compact. So let me fix that. Like this. And let me change that a little bit. The best way to compare it, again, is that spread out, it's just a hand like this, sort of spread out. But then this one, it's kind of like when you do this, right? You know, like the bunny hop pose for hands? When you kind of... I do it as if you guys could see me in real life. But it's kind of like this, when you have your hand bent. I should draw better. Hold on. It's like when you try to fold your hands in. So it's pretty similar to that. That's how the basic bird pose is for yeah, the sweater hands. Big sweater hands. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, we'll be here anyway. Like, maybe you could come back. I'll still be streaming. This is a long stream after all, so... Also, the VOD is still gonna be up, so worry not. Be not afraid. So yeah. Again, if you're struggling, right, to sort of picture how the bones work, then try to picture it in a different point of view. And again, take your time. Take your time in understanding the shape and form and how stuff move, basically. Because the range of motion, right, is super important. It really helps out in understanding how to draw birds or anything of the sorts that moves around, right? Because if you know the range of motion, it's easy to distinguish which parts should move and which parts should have space to just move around, basically. And I find it super helpful because if I know the frame, right? If I have like a really basic frame to base off of, it's really easy to go ham and just do your own interpretation of it. So say like you don't want to draw realistic birds, at the very least you know how to draw the basic forms, right? So now you could make up any sort of bird form you'd like with this frame. So yeah, that's why I really wanted to take my time with this one. You can really draw birds of all shapes and sizes, so long as you understand the frame. Yeah. For sure. And we're gonna get there. We're gonna be drawing lots of birds, for sure. Yeah, it's like, it's so bizarre to me. Like when I was doing research for it, it's so weird how bone structures are so similar, you know? Like it's comparable to humans, it's comparable to other stuff. It's amazing. And where's I going? I'm trying to remember. I lost my train of thought. But it's just so bizarre because if you think about it, this pose right here of the bird, it's like if a human did this. So let me let me try to draw it in human form. Deep, deep. So you got the thigh there, and then standing on the toes, and then like that. It's just so interesting. Deep. There you go. Bird human. Bird human pose. So if you ever wanted to pretend to be a bird, this is the most accurate way. You know, bone structure is similar. The way it bends is similar. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, keep that in mind. And also, it helps it helps you understand the thing better. You know, the way that forms bend. Oh, I haven't seen that dance for the Bird of Paradise. Maybe I'll look it up after. Or maybe on stream when we have the time. We'll see, we'll see. And yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I helped you find your way as a bird. Jojo bird pose. Yeah, we'll see. We'll draw that later. But yeah, another thing that I want to clarify with wings, right, is sometimes you might see that bird wings are drawn like this, right? This is like probably the most common way that sometimes you see a bird, right? And you might be thinking like, wait a minute, this is only 2 bones right here. So where's the 3rd bone? Well, actually sometimes the most accurate way to describe it is like this. So remember that this bone right here, the feathers extend way past that, like way past it. So, deep, 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 and right there. And don't forget the little thumb bone, like that. So, it's as if the arm is stretched all the way out, basically, this form. So it doesn't mean that there's just 2 bones right here. Sometimes they can straighten their arms, you know? And again, comparing it to a human equivalent, it's like doing this, right? There and there. So that's the equivalent of it. So just remember, compare this to the elbow, and then compare this to the wrist. Wrist, elbow. That's a good good comparison to make, basically. Yes, I'll be drawing birds flying in the air for later. Leaf. So yeah, that is the gist of drawing wings. And remember, the most important takeaway here is to figure out the shapes, right? Because realistically, I can't really talk about every single pose, right? I can't talk about every single pose that a bird would make ever, you know, every single frame of a bird flapping their wings. But as long as you know, right? As long as you know what to keep track of. So for example, I'm gonna try to draw a bird right now. Deep, deep. Deep, deep. There, there, there. It becomes much easier to understand why a bird is shaped like that. Deep, deep, deep. This is like really basic. Or if I'm drawing a bird from behind, right? There. And so now I know, right, where to put the wings. It's not going to be here, directly on the side. It's going to be like somewhere here. So deep, deep, deep. So let me draw the wings more accurately. So I'm trying to picture, this is the elbow, this is the wrist. Deep, deep. And there. So now you could draw a bird in this sort of angle where it's just showing off thing here. Oh, and there's one thing I forgot to mention actually about the legs, so I will go over that in a bit. Right there. And let me double check what chat is saying. Yeah, you made it. Welcome. So yeah, so long as you have this basic frame, it becomes easier to draw a bird in any angle. Beep, beep. And there's one thing I forgot to mention about the legs, right? So this part, this first part, people don't usually see this bone, right? So that's why when people draw birds, it's usually either like this or like this. They draw the backwards leg. So that bone is hidden in, and notice that this part, it never goes way more forward than the rib cage. So always remember that. So this is the rib cage, right? You can see that it ends here. So if you ever draw a bird structure, right? So you have the ribs, and then you have the pelvis, and then you draw the leg all the way at the back, right? Well, it depends on the bird. Sometimes it's right here. Sometimes it's right here. But what matters is that it does not do this, right? So you can see that now the rib is behind the knee. And I haven't seen this happen in any of the bones I looked up. So that's a consistent thing about the birds, is that it never goes way more forward compared to the rib cage. Deep, deep, deep. So that is why when you draw a bird like this, so let me erase it. Doot, doot, doot. Technically, the leg is still there. It's just hidden away. And that's why you see this part, like that. And then the butt of the bird. Let me make it bigger. So yeah, just because you don't see it, it's still important to know that it's there, basically. Deep, deep. There. So yeah, and let me take this time to read what chat is saying. Ooh, more expressive and different angles too. The beak is quite difficult. Yeah, sure, I could talk about the beak in a little bit. Just remember, yeah. The consistency. And what time is it? Okay. Just making sure we got enough time. Delete. And let me... Actually, yeah, I don't need to keep this. And let me erase. And still reading chat. Just making sure I don't miss any of your wonderful, wonderful messages. But yeah, and let me take a look at my notes to see if I missed anything. Yeah, I think that's mostly it, actually. And so now I want to keep track. Oh yeah, penguins. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that actually. So I looked up what a penguin bone looks like the skeletal structure. So they still have pretty similar structure. You know, you have the rib, then you have the what's it called? The pelvis. But they're like this. It's like this. It's something weird. They still have like really long leg bones, and then it's like that. Deep, deep. Deep, deep, deep. So, yeah. Pheasantless parrots. Yeah. I know, right? It's like so weird. Let me look up the skeleton of a penguin. Penguin skeleton. Right now. This isn't wrong, but it's not accurate either. So let me, now that I see the photo, it's like this. Let me draw it from the side view actually. It's funnier to see in the side view. Beep. There. So their knee, like that. Let me... Beep, beep. So yeah, it's pretty weird. They're like that. Then I have a really long tailbone, like that. It's so... But even then, it's still pretty consistent with how it goes. And also, this is not accurate. I did not follow my own rib rule. Oh my gosh. Doot, doot. There. There. And there. Crisscross applesauce. But yeah, that's about it for the basic stuff. You know, just remember to keep track of the bone structure like this. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna get to just drawing. Let me close that. And I want to list down the stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna figure out what to draw now. So I do want to do a cockatiel for sure. And you know, I'm just gonna list down the ones that I was already planning to do. I want to do the abyss because people mentioned it in chat. And I want to do a flamingo. And what else? Let me read. Right, toucan, barn owl. Well, maybe not the flamingo just yet. Maybe if we have time, we'll do the flamingo because the abyss is the unique bird that I wanted to do. And somebody wanted a blue jay, so I'll do a blue jay. And toucan. What about a duck? Never seen an abyss in real life. Me neither. Toucan. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get started soon. Oh right, I wanted to draw like a tiny bird as well. So maybe I'll draw these first three. What was it called? Somebody suggested this in the comments section. It's the long-tailed tit. Long-tailed tit. It's like it's the tiny bird that looked like this. It's one of those birds that are just around. That's like a little diagram of it. Hummingbird. Is it ibis? I'm not sure. I've never really pronounced it in person. Yeah, let me stretch. Been sitting here for a while. Yeah, we'll see how far we get. Yeah, so starting off with the cockatiel. And I'll make sure to focus on the beak, because somebody mentioned that they struggle with drawing the beak. Yeah, the secretary bird. Doot, doot. So now I'm just drawing the basic stuff. And I have a reference on the side that I have. So it's still important, even though like we know the structure, it's still important to have the reference. Because otherwise, if you don't have reference, it's pretty much guesswork. Yeah, somebody has a question? Yeah, just ask your question. You don't have to, why are swans so mean? I don't know. Maybe they're just having a bad day. And let me erase this actually. This is not entirely accurate. Yeah, and so the frame we did, it's not really like the scientifically accurate frame. I just like to draw it so that we could keep track, basically. So don't think that the stuff I showed is like a replacement for like drawing a diagram. It's just something to help us understand the shape better, basically. It's a penguin. Let me that. So now I'm drawing the thing here. And then the toes. Toes. They have how many? They have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this one's weird. So in the photo that I'm looking at, they have their toe like this. And then down here, so you can see it had a little there and there. Yeah, so you can see that even though it's really different from the first version we drew, right? You can still see that this is still the longest part of that bone. So it still keeps that proportion, basically. Ooh, goose and goat hybrid for paper mache. What bird is this? This is the cockatiel. So we started with that one. Yeah, and also I wanted to go over how to color feathers for today. So that's why I wanted to start with the cockatiel. Yes, it is. Tick. Tick. And right there. And right there. And then remember, for the bird wings, it's not just this. It's not just like a little bow. Don't ever draw the little bow. Right? So now that I know what goes on in the skeleton, I'm looking at my reference and I could see that it does this. So right there. And right there. Right? So it has this sort of draping shape. And that's because we could safely assume that this is that first bone, and then this is that, maybe not entirely accurate to have it be at the very top, like that. This, and that. So it's something like that, the bone structure. You have to guess. So let me erase that and that. And let me draw the body first, actually. Wait, am I drawing on the wrong layer? Yes, I am. And oh, I combined everything. No. Copy, paste. There we go. The terror bird owl. Don't burying owls dig. I mean, I imagine it's in the name. Yeah, does learning to draw birds help draw creatures like dragons? Yeah, it's pretty similar, right? Since dragons aren't real, sadly, I hate to be the one who tells you but dragons aren't real, and I'm upset about it. But yeah, birds would be a good base because they are fairly similar. So yeah, Jesse also talks about that in the wing stream. So if you want to learn more about it, it's definitely a good idea. Check it out. I know, so sad. Sad to say. Then I'm gonna try to gonna draw the bird shape now. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I really want this stream to be. I want this to be a jumping off point, you know, because as much as I want to, you know, I can't I can't teach you every single thing you need to know about drawing birds. But what I can do is help you guys get a good start, you know? Get a good start in knowing what to observe, because You're probably tired of me saying this over and over in like every stream. But yeah, it's that's the secret to drawing anything is to just observe, you know? Observe what you need to know because you don't need to know every single, you know, bone name or you don't need to know every single muscle to learn how to draw. As long as you understand, right? And know what you need to know, you'll be able to draw. And then it's up to your own discretion how much you want to read on it, you know? Because I'll admit, I'm not really like Jesse who reads a lot too into the anatomy and stuff. I just like to draw what I see, what I observe. And I only read what I need to know, basically. Yeah, and in this case, you know, knowing like the structure of the birds and stuff, that's what I needed to know. Toot, toot, toot. But yeah. Alright, bye-bye. I wonder how dragons came to breathe fire. I know. You know, if I had to guess, it's because, like, back in the day, right? When alchemy was still believed to be real, I think salamanders were a symbol of fire, right? I don't know why. It's kind of... It's why Charmander, you know, is a fire salamander. It's because it's based on that, that belief, I guess. There. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. But also, for the person who asked how to draw a beak, right? So this is how I do it. What I do is I picture the shape, right? Say this is the head, and say this is the midpoint of the circle. It's important to understand the midpoint and the orientation of your shape. So for example, it's looking up like that, right? Important to find that midpoint. I guess for this case, it's only the vertical one that we need to figure out. And then, now I'm gonna add a shape to it. Wait, I drew the same shape again. Maybe this time, facing forward. Let's do a facing forward one. But, I'll draw like a simple diamond beak for now. So yeah, you could imagine that the midline divides the beak directly in half, right? So now you know that this one and this one. So in this case, since it's a little bit side view, it won't be accurately divided to the same, right? Because of perspective. So you can see that the left side of the circle is really small. And then the right side, like their right, our left, has a lot of space, right? So this one has more space, this one has less space, basically, because it's leaning towards one side. So that is why when I drew the diamond, it's bigger here than it is on the other side. So now, I just draw the beak. Like that. And then, let me erase it a little bit actually. There. There. And for this one, I didn't draw the other side, just because if you picture it, right? Like in this case, the shape, you'd see more of this side, basically, than this side, because it's being covered up. So, technically you would be able to see just a little bit, but only just like a little bit, just because of the shape. Maybe this time I'll change it to like a more rounded shape. And so now this midpoint, like right here, here. Let me erase it. There, there, and there. So this is like the basic, what's it called? The basic shape for now. And then I'll go over the more complicated version later. But yeah, it's just important to keep track of the midline and which part is bigger than the other for now. Yeah. Let me double check chat. You guys are talking about your dream? What is this? You got kidnapped by one of your OCs. Huh. Okay. You stole a bicycle, tucked it into the river. Yo, I bet you saw that video because I saw this really crazy video in Amsterdam, I think. So imagine, right? Picture this. The video in Amsterdam. And there's like this water part, right? And then, you know, this is the street. This is the buildings. And then there's this boat right here that has a crane. This is probably, if I had to guess, this is why you had that dream. You saw that video too. And there's this crane picking up trash from this little river. And you just see like hundreds of bikes. Like this crane pulls out hundreds of bikes from out of the water. And then on the boat, there's like piles and piles of like rusty bicycles that just fell into the river. It's really sad. There's so many bicycles that are wasted, just rusting away the bottom. But yeah, that was definitely interesting video. Yeah, toucans. Yeah, we'll draw toucans in a little bit after. So for now, I'm taking it slow, and then I'm gonna slowly ramp up as we get to more of the basics, basically. Because I still haven't talked about how to paint feathers, basically. Yeah, so for now, keep it sketchy. Yeah, and so for something like a cockatiel, okay, I'm gonna draw the beak. Yeah, I can see that the beak does not really go too far. Looks like this. And it has a little nostril part right here. Doop, doop. Now I erase. There. And then, let me read. I was just talking about the dream part, but then there's so much more happening in chat. Yeah, welcome. And still use some of those bicycles? I mean, if you've seen the video, they were beyond use. They were like rusty. Ooh, doves. Wow. Let me fix the hair a little bit. The hair's kind of funky. Like little crest. It's gonna look cursed for now, but that's how most drawings are. You gotta trust the process. It's kinda cursed. Having the eye be like that. Oh, and something about the tail feathers. I didn't really talk about it earlier, but for the tail feathers, there's not really much bone to it. So like you see, I drew this and this. Usually the tail feather is just like, or the tail bone is just this, and then the rest of it just grows really far from it. So yeah, it's not actually as big as you might think. Yeah. And finally, I'm gonna color in this nice cockatiel. Okay, maybe not that blue. But yeah, I want it to be like a bluish gray. Yeah, because this is the part that usually gets skipped over from what I see. The coloring. And I could make an example actually later of the... What's it called? The scarlet macaw. The scarlet macaw is also really nice. Just so colorful. And... Deep, deep. And... Just gonna do the overall shape. Are you guys talking about like building your own dragon? What is happening? Somebody give me a TLDR because sadly can't focus on too many things at once. BRB, alright. Deep, deep. And let me double check something. There. There. Yeah, and for the feathers, I wanted to pick a more bluish shadow, or gray, I mean, not shadow. And oh my gosh, okay, this is not supposed to be on the same layer. Yeah, let me put it in a folder. Bloop, 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 bloop. And this normal. What layer is this? There we go. This is multiply. Perfect. I'll shrink it down. Ooh, just sketch the cockatiel. Perfect. So yeah, and another reminder, right? I did talk a lot about the structure, but that doesn't mean you have to draw it like every single time. I just thought it'd be, you know, good for you guys to know what goes on in like the inner workings to help you guys make more informed decisions, basically. In case like you want to draw like different poses for your birdo. Ooh, your dragons invented fire magic. In your OC lore. It kind of reminds you of an Avatar, how it was the animals that taught them how to bend. What was it? I think, you know, like the earthbenders, they learned earthbending from the badger moles. And then they learned firebending from dragons. Waterbenders learned it from the moon. I guess they're like a special case. They didn't learn it from an animal. And then I think air was from the air bisons. I don't remember the lore. Ooh, I'm going for... I didn't know that they named the varieties, but I'm going for like the yellow... yellowish one. Like this one. Well, actually, it could be more yellow. It's more green. Okay, maybe too yellow now. Doot, doot, doot. Yeah, I didn't really look too into what's it called? To the different specifics of each bird, sadly. Oh, you own cockatiel is only a few months older. Oh, with the red cheeks. Oh. Well, this one has a nice and orange one. Like this one. And then I'm gonna add in all of the details for a little bit. It kinda looks like Pikachu. I think this could be darker gray. And yeah, there's a bit of whites. What time is it? Okay, we have about an hour. Oh, no need. Yeah, you can exactly. Alright, this is Pikachu. Chocobo, yeah. Because chocobos don't have the little thingy. Also, I think I could change the shape of the head a little bit. There, so I noticed that the head is a little bit bigger on the back of the head. And yeah, exactly. I do agree. I do focus more on like making a satisfying drawing than a more anatomically accurate drawing. Or like a diagram-like drawing. But for this one, I'm going to start off simple, because we'll be drawing more birds. Here. And I wanted to talk about like shading feathers, because I know that's kind of a struggle for some people, because of all the textures that go into it. There. So now I'm gonna add the color right there. And I'm trying to see what else I missed. Ooh, never. Oh, iridescence. Despite your favorite dragon has iridescence? What? What dragon is that? Or what dinosaur is that? That sounds cool. Hmm. The size of a choco. Let's see. There. Yeah, I'm just gonna combine. Oh, I forgot to color the beak. I should do that. So it's kind of like this brownish. Brownish sort of color. Okay. And then I'm gonna fix up the colors here. So first off, I think this is the fun part. Actually, just coloring your bird. Doop, doop. And so the technique that I want to teach here, or actually before I merge it, is that it's pretty similar to fur, how you shade feathers, but try not to make it too roughly. Because if you make it too much like fur, it kind of looks like their feathers are ruffled. And you don't really want your bird to look like they're stressed out. So that's usually what it implies. Actually, maybe too much. Just a little bit. Maybe I'll keep it normal. Yeah, so I want to add a little bit of color onto the line art. Right there. Let's merge it all. Yeah, close enough. There. Doop. Yeah. And I guess I could talk about it as well, traditionally. Yeah, so traditionally, just work from the lightest colors to the darkest, really. That's always my tip, my go-to tip. I still do it, even though I'm on digital, just because it's easier to digest. Easier to do colors that way. You know? Doing a little bit of shading on the eye. And then I noticed that there's a bit of gray all around, but maybe not the dark gray. There. Now I'll use this color. Shade up. What time is it? Why does the color picker is a triangle? The color picker? This one? But this is my brush, by the way. It's just like slanted. Yeah, Clip Studio is the software I'm using right now case you didn't know. I love Clip Studio. Yeah, they have a one-time paid version. That's the one I have. I'm not gonna do the subscription, but that's okay. Like the features that they have is already like so good. So I don't think I'll need it anytime soon. The subscription version. Doot, doot. Yeah, so now I color pick that. Yeah, you guys have been talking about bird horses. They're called Pegasus. You guys, I haven't been reading it, but they're called Pegasus. It's already been invented. Yeah, if we want to talk about anatomy, horse anatomy is also pretty weird. Like if you think about it, they're like big creatures. They look like this. And then they got like spaghetti legs. So yeah. Horses also pretty interesting. Interesting animal. And let's see. And so the important part about feathers, right? Just like hair, just like fur, is to give it direction. So now, let me just shade this. What color is it? Okay, I'm gonna give it like a nice, rich orange, or maybe make it more saturated. Nice rich orange, like this. And then I think later on I'll do like, I don't know if I could do it, but line art just takes so long. We'll see. Because I know some of you guys might do line art. Yeah, so even something like the fur here. Yeah, so make sure to keep it subtle. Like, if you want to do it stylized, you could definitely do like the big strokes like this if you wanted to. But then strokes like this, right? Like lots of strokes that imply it's furry, like that one. Kind of make it look like the feathers are ruffled. So that's what I meant from earlier. So yeah, I think this should be good. Yeah, and try never again. I mean, it's up to you, you know? Like, if you want to keep drawing horses, but you find it hard, I think you should keep trying, you know? But if you really don't want to draw horses, like, ever again, and, like, you don't feel like or you don't feel like drawing horses, then, yeah, feel free to, you know? Nobody's forcing you to draw horses. So, yeah. What's important is that you do you. Okay. And let's see. Well, yeah, I'll do like a little shadow on here. Oh, most of the time, only the feathers you see sticking ones are the ones out of place. Like what Iggy shot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Jesse did like a centaur drawing stream recently. Or not recently, but like a while back. Yeah, horse anatomy. Also, I just think of James Baxter from from Adventure Time, the character, and like the animator himself. Like, do you guys know James Baxter? Yeah, let me know. That is an amazing cockatiel. Thank you. Beep, beep. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, right? Like, if somebody's already come up with the cool stuff you've come up with, that's fine. Because everybody can just interpret their own way, you know? And then let's see. Looking at my reference here. There. Yeah, and you can see that the way I'm shading, right? I'm not shading flatly like this. I'm kind of implying that there's some texture there. So I'm making it really irregular. So it won't be a smooth blend like this. So like I'll show like a smooth blend. It won't be like this either because birds are not smooth, right? They have feathers. So now sort of implying that texture. There. And this one. I'll just clean up a little bit. And then doop, doop. Yeah, their little claw. Doop, doop. Yeah, that's another thing you have to balance when it comes to color, is that since birds are very vibrant, right, it's important to keep everything in order, basically, the values, because say like you wanted to add a shadow, right, onto the yellow, you wouldn't want it to be too dark, right? So if it was too dark, then it's hard to add shadows, or if it was too bright, it'd be hard to add like some brighter lighting. So the general rule that I like to do is don't be too much to the right, don't be too much at the top. So like somewhere like right here for like the base colors. Right here. Doop doop. For chicken. And let me double check. A mountain chicken. What's mountain chicken? I kind of want to look it up, but I want to finish this drawing too. Oh, I realize I'm drawing on this. Let me keep it onto one layer. And also, here's another tip. Now that I've laid down all the base colors, mostly the shadows, I could go darker now. So now I'm gonna add shadows in like the darker spots. And then let's see, sea of, but it isn't. Okay, let me look it up. Mountain chicken. Wait, I look up mountain chicken. Why are frogs showing up? Giant ditch frog. That is not a mountain chicken. The birdie looks so soft. Yeah. Yeah, I tried looking up mountain chicken and it's just frogs showing up. Apparently that's what they call frogs or something? Like frogs that they eat. Beep, beep. Yeah, so I'm gonna add some ruffles. There. I see. trying to think of. I'm gonna add this in. But yeah, you know, since you guys are here, it's since you guys are nice and have been patient all throughout this stream, I guess what bird do you guys want to see? You know, I'll just yeah, I want to ask you guys. Yeah, mom chicken's not chicken. Yeah. I should have read more into the chat. Secretary. And let me erase that because I do want to at least draw one bird that has its wings spread open. A vulture. Oh man, everything's too different. Yeah, all of you guys have different suggestions. So I think for now this should be good. This cockatiel. And I'll put them on the side. Right there. Hummingbird. Okay, since I saw hummingbird twice, I will draw hummingbird. Yeah, cute cockatiel. Yeah, this time I will draw. I think that's a good example actually because it's a tiny bird. There we go. And then I will draw a large bird afterwards. Probably the abyss or ibis. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Sadly. Excuse me. Hummingbird. Yeah, I'm trying to pick which one would be an interesting one. Open image. And there. And bloop, bloop. Ibis. Okay. I'll take your word for it. It's ibis from now on. So yeah, now I'm gonna draw a hummingbird. Yeah, thanks for suggesting. So again, I'm gonna start off with the head. And I'm loosely using this this reference that I'm looking at because it's really nice. I like the pose that it has. And yeah, I don't think the sizes will be up to scale. Let me... So... there. Yeah, because I really like this pose and... It's like this. And then just like we talked about, right, the wing. So we have part 1, or actually let me fix it. There. Part 1, right? Part 2, and part 3. Maybe not that long. But then you can see the other wing in this reference photo. And I feel like this one would be a good example just because of how colorful it is. We could talk more about shading techniques. So, big duels. Dang, it's like a Well, swordfish don't do it, but like, I feel like that'd be cool to see swordfish dueling. It's kind of like jousting, I imagine. Yeah, I'm using Clip Studio. Doop, doop. And then now I'm gonna draw. Doop, doop. Yeah, maybe. I think I'll edit this a little bit. This wing, because in the reference, I'm looking at it, and the other wing, this one is way bigger. So the only way that this would be bigger is if this was facing more forward towards us. So it's being foreshortened, basically. And like that. It's coming more towards us. Yeah, I feel like this would be accurate. Pet crow. Yeah. Yeah, I imagine. You could train it. You could train it to collect shiny things. Ooh. Yeah, the gender variant. It's like in Pokemon. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. Yeah, we have a good base. And I think since this one's mostly color, I will mostly focus on color. Yeah, we're making good time. This time I could just speed run since I already talked about the stuff already. And then I'll just imply the flower. I don't think I will draw the flower fully. Let's see. Alright, let me fix my hair. My bangs are getting in the way. There we go. Yeah, this should be good for my base. And then it'll be a good color. Something greenish. Beep. And there. Doot doot doot. Let me just fix this up. It does look like it. The lines are so flowy. Yeah, I always try my best to keep it flowy because it makes it feel more alive. It's nicer that way. Beep beep. And right there. There. And then I will turn. Well, actually, I'll do the base colors first. So there, and you can see that I'm going for like a blackish color, but I'm not just going for a desaturated black. I want it to be. Excuse me. I want it to be to have a little bit of a color to it. There. And do this pink flower. Doot doot. Crow or parrot? Which is smarter? Yeah, I think it's the crow too. Yeah. Yeah, and hummingbirds are so tiny. So hard to believe that they're real. Dit, dit, dit. Love pigeons. Yeah, pigeons is actually in one of the lists that was suggested in the comments. But I can't go over every one, sadly. These are just like the listed suggestions that maybe we could have tried out. Man, on here you can see that what I'm doing right now, since hummingbirds are so colorful, I'm just putting all the base colors first, very loosely, and then afterwards I will texture it. Basically, I will give it more form instead of it being just random blotches. There. And there's lots of nice blues and nice yellow greens to it. So it transitions to darker blue, more saturated here. So yeah, I did want to talk about this as well, like how to go over the colorful birds. There. And then this one is black. They're so common. Yeah, pigeons are pretty cool. Doing their own thing. Yeah, where I'm from, I don't really see pigeons too much, but yeah, I'm sure. And yeah, pigeons underrated. And then they have like a nice kind of teal color on their wings right here. And then there you go. Doot, doot. And let's see. Actually, there's not much dark colors going on. It's actually mostly green. And a bit of green here as well. Pelicans? I think Canadian goose is also... You don't mess around with Canadian goose. They will mess you up. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that video, but they can't. They keep trying to eat, yeah, capybaras. Beep. So now, doop. Now I'm gonna see what color would fit. Doop. Maybe more bluish. Yeah, purple would be nice actually. Purple line art. There. That's nice. There we go. Yeah, so this is a good way to do it. Is you start off with really vague lines, right? And then you start to detail it. So now I'm gonna show you. Because right now, right, it's a bunch of random looking feathers, but now I'm actually gonna start to separate them. Well, let's see. Doop, doop, doop. Doop, doop. Yeah, I'm taking a look at the reference closely. Yeah, so if you want to learn more about feathers, yeah, again, you could check out our other video. Let's see. Yeah, geese are savage. They will fight you. And let's see. Dip, dip. Yeah, because I know a real struggle when it comes to feathers is trying to distinguish colors from the shadows, right? Because there's so many shadow or colors. There's going to be different colored shadows as well. And so what some people end up doing is that it becomes maybe too saturated, or it becomes undercolored. So if you ever struggle with that, here's a technique. Turn it black and white. It's just a good tip in general. You can see that the tips that I give all throughout the stream, like in my different streams as well, it's pretty consistent, right? Just turn it black and white and then see if your shadow works, basically. And that helps to balance the colors. So you can see that none of the colors are overpowering each other, which is what I wanted. I want it to be equal, even though, yeah, inherently some colors are just more vibrant than the other. Example, this one's a shadow. Deep, deep. Yeah, so don't stress too much as well if, like, you're wondering, oh, is this a shadow or is this a color? Yeah, is this a shadow or is this the color of the bird? Yeah, so for example, this one should be, this one is the shadow, but this one's just the color. Alright. Autumn's a flock of geese. Uh-oh. So hold on. There we go. Yeah, I think for the big bird, I'll just draw the flamingo just because it's pretty simple and I think it's very divergent, I guess, compared to like the birds we've already did here. But you can see that the body is still consistent. Okay, I'm gonna add, yeah, because I noticed that the little part of the eye, they always have like a little part that is lighter. And deep, deep. Yeah, I always like to give it a little eye shine just to make them look not so lifeless. There. There. And then their beak. Actually, their beak slightly different. Alright, would you guys rather fight, how did the question go? How did the question go again? Would you guys rather fight one lion that is the size of a duck, or would you rather fight five five lion-sized ducks? It was something like that. It's one of those questions. So would you rather fight like a cat-sized lion, pretty much, if it was duck-sized, or five lion-sized ducks? I don't want to fight either. Yo, the correct answer, yeah. I don't want to fight these animals, man. Poor animals. Valid answer. Big ducks. Yeah. Yummy. Yummy duck. Tame the lion. Ooh, I like your guys' answers. Very creative. What time is it? Okay, maybe I'll try to wrap up this hummingbird soon. Doop, doop, doop. Tiny lion. Rabbit with treats. Yeah, I bet. You know, because I don't know if lions eat fish just because of like the environment they live in. But like, do you think, you know, if you gave them like a fish, it'd be like gigantic to them, or like a steak, normal size steak would be huge. With a Komodo dragon. Ooh, a wild card. Deep, deep, deep. It's stand their own way. I'm still sparing them. Oh, spearing. Yeah. The hungry mindset. Yeah, just eat them. Yeah, so what I'm doing right now for this bird, I guess to talk about it a little bit, is I'm trying to make sure that despite all these colors, it's still easy to understand the shapes, you know, where the leg is, how it's posed and all that. Doop, doop, doop. There. There. Thank you. Yeah. So, let's see. This one is not too accurate. There. Has a little bit more of a curve like that. Okay, maybe I should erase this actually, because yeah, their beak, it kind of looks like a narwhal in a way, and I'm trying to make it not look like a narwhal. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out like the subtle difference. There. Then I'm gonna add things on here. Deep, deep, deep. The banana lore wanted a duck. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if I could do a duck. Maybe next time. Sadly. There's only so much time we have. Yeah, I think for now I'll keep it like this. Like I could do as well. Like add little feather separation. Maybe make it more subtle. And then I think I will move on to the flamingo. And then after the flamingo, I think I'm gonna wrap up. Deep, deep. Lots of birds drawn today. So yeah, let me just close the list. Got the bird. Oh, it's kind of fitting actually to put it on here. And yeah, these birds, not the scale. Hummingbird would be like way smaller. Yeah. Flamingo time. Flamingo. trying to look for a good photo. Yeah, I think for this one, I'll do it differently. I'll just jump straight into color. Doot, doot. And then let's see. Doot, doot. They have like this really unique neck shape. And then let's see. Doot, doot. Yeah, okay, this is perfect. Delete. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy paste it. Does steam count as air? Yes. I think it's like gas form at the very least. I don't know what the difference is between air and gas, but I know for sure. Maybe I'll draw the wings spread out actually for this one. Doot, doot. Flamingo wings. Images. Yeah, I want to see what their things look like. It's hard to animate air? Well, yeah, you're gonna have to watch Josh. Yeah, Josh will be covering that next week, I think, if I remember right. But yeah. Yeah, so this is another way. This is usually how I do it. I draw the bird first. And yeah, air animating. Animating something you don't see. And so black, white, green or blue, show off your natural hue, flamingo. And then let's see, actually, I think the longest part. Yeah, so this is how you should use your reference. Now I'm gonna look up the legs and see their proportions. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so now that we know, right, that the knee is usually hidden inside, this part is the longest. The foot part. So that's so weird. If it were a human, it'd be like this, basically. Really long feet. And then what did their feet look like? Feet. Yeah. What Daria said. He's a really great animator. Oh, they have webbed feet. Okay. Flamingos have webbed feet. Yeah, I know Jessie, she said her opinion on animation yesterday. I think I'm the same. I'm more of a painterly type person than animating, you know, drawing everything over and over. Doot, doot. Yeah. I think this should be good. Yeah, a symbol. I mean, it really depends. Like, you could totally draw swirly lines if you wanted to, but it's more a stylistic choice, you know? And flamingo. open. Yeah, they have a weird weird face. Hate to be rude. But like, yeah, their head is relatively this big. Ah, the anatomy of a leg. Of a bird's leg looks like on a griffin. I mean, now that you know, right? Maybe you could try it for yourself. And yeah, classes. Wow. Yeah. There you go. You called Nightbots. Boom. You're the Nightbot tech. There we go. Yeah, I need to look. We have more close-ups of flamingo faces. Doop, doop. So yeah, now I'm doing like the reverse, where I am doing the shadow first instead of doing the shadow first and then adding in the light. Doop, doop. Doop, doop. And then dark beak tip. It worked. But yeah, it's true. Like there are rules to everything, but then once you figure out that stuff, right? Try to make it creative, right? Because for example, yeah, KC was saying to avoid drawing the symbols. Like to a degree that is true in the beginning, you know. But if you feel like you've learned a lot, right, and you want to try putting your own spin to it, don't be afraid to, you know. It's kind of like a balance of both. Doot, doot, doot. And yeah, there's like a red thing in the middle, like that. Yeah, just flamingos. Just remind you, of course, Doflamingo from One Piece. And I really wonder if the live action's gonna reach all the way there. Because they were saying like, yeah, well, I want to do 12 seasons of One Piece live action. I don't know. That sounds pretty nutty. But I believe. I hope it's good all throughout. Yeah, also look, using your big brush first. Like I always advise. And then this part you don't see. And then the wings, where's my... Yeah, 12 seasons. That's what they said, at least. That's what they wanted to... We're planning to do. But I could totally see it going for 12 seasons, like the live action. Yeah, 12 is still cutting a lot. Like honestly, in the thing that they already showed, like the first season, they cut a lot, honestly. But they got the hearts, which is why I trust. They got the heart of One Piece. Which is all I really want. Because I don't really want a one-to-one adaptation. There we go. And then let me add all the feathers. What time is it? Okay, 4 minutes. Ticks are gray. Yeah, exactly. They eat some shrimp. How many shrimps do you have to eat before it makes your skin turn pink? Eat too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. Good morning. Yeah, I fell asleep. Ah, you're finally awake. So yeah, this one I'm just gonna softly imply the yeah, exactly. You always rewatch the VOD. We're not going anywhere. Doot, doot, doot. Yippee. Yeah, and so far we've drawn like 3 birds. And watch this. This is why I drew it in a specific way. Because now I copy it, I paste it, and then boom. And then I'm gonna change it just a little bit. Because I don't want it to be exactly the same. Yeah, funny to think. It's immortalized. Yeah, I don't want them to... Okay, I'll change this angle a little bit. And maybe I'll liquefy just a little bit. Yeah, it's a flamingo heart. Yes. I'm trying to think of what else to change, because I don't want it to be exactly 1-to-1. Gonna do some like minor changes. And because what time is it? Okay, I got 2 minutes to work on this. I think I'm just gonna copy, merge. And I'm gonna make one slightly brighter. Doot, doot, doot. So yeah, I guess to talk about like a quick summary while I do the finishing touches on this flamingo, right? It's important to have the armature, because even though, yeah, it's true you don't see all the parts, right? Like for example, the legs, there's like a hidden part in here that we don't see, but it's still important to know that stuff, like the frame, because it helps you make more informed decisions instead of you making the mistake of drawing the stick bird with like the bowl wing, right? So it's still important because right now I kind of modified the pose. It's not exactly the same as my reference that I'm looking at. I wish I could show you the reference, but it might be copyright, and we don't want that headache, so just in case, you know. But yeah, knowing the basic shape helps you make decisions on your own, you know, more creative decisions, because as helpful as it is to use reference all the time, you have to have that balance of having information from the reference to help you out and also your own creativity, you know. So that's why that's pretty much my idea for art. You know, I like to learn what I need to learn. And in a way that doesn't get in the way of that. You know, I use it to supplement my art instead of hinder, because that's the last thing you want, basically. Yeah, and again, I want this to be a companion piece to the 2 videos Wing Canvas already has, so if you want to learn more in-depth stuff about wings, you could totally check out Jessie's video. She has 2, right? How to draw wings. And yeah. And I'm trying to see. Okay, I'm a little bit over time, but yeah, I want to fix this up a little bit. This feather. Right there. And they kind of look soulless. I kind of want them... Okay, I kind of want to change their expression a little bit. I wonder if they close their eyes, actually. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it be. I won't have you guys stay here any longer than you have to. But let me come up with a nice composition before I officially wrap up. And there. And there. So yeah, that's about it for today's stream. Thanks for staying with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more. Yeah. Oh wait, no. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I forgot. I forgot. You know, we're also in art school. You know, don't forget, we're not just a YouTube channel. So I teach classes. So if you wanna join classes with me, with Jesse, with Josh, or more of our instructors, yeah, check out our website to see what classes we offer. And then yeah, feel free to join the Discord, like they mentioned in the chat. So yeah, thanks for joining me. See ya, everyone. Bye bye.